Welcome back, ODHtv, Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, Episode 3 recap. Let's get to it. Tariq and Brayden sell their cars to a woman that Pinky set them up with so they can have money to get back into the game. Tariq takes a piece to go pay Pinky off. Tariq is also using Pinky to help Monet find Tommy's mother so they can get a description of the person that set her up to get shot. I think Pinky's a dope character, can definitely hide in plain sight, and because that's a man, we might see Pinky beat somebody down before this is all over. This scene is to let us know that Kane and Effie are getting soft on each other, mainly Effie because she's starting to really like Kane, but we know what happens when people catch feelings in this show, and like I said in the last one, I don't think Effie's going to make it. What a waste. Diana's trying to figure out why Monet wants to have this meeting, while Drew is focused on being Noma's number 2 because he doesn't want to work for Kane for the rest of his life. I like the way they wrote Drew's character this season. Even though he's crashing out every episode, I like the way his storylines are going. Meanwhile, Davis is losing clients because his license is under review. He's getting desperate and he agrees to set Tariq up with a new plug for 20%. Monet wants to know why she's being shut out of the business until further notice. They tell her most likely it's because she went crazy at the meetup with the Russians. Then Drew gets a text from Noma to go find Obie, and Kane gets a text from Noma saying he's number 2. For somebody who said they don't care about the family business, she acting weird. We find Obie was being questioned by Detective Carter all night. He's trying to link him with Tariq St. Patrick and tells him he has photos of them two together. This dummy doesn't even open up the folder to see if it's true. Davis takes Tariq and Brayden to meet Zion, an old plug that he helped from back in the day who also owns an underground fight club. That's Dougie Fresh. Tariq has enough money for 12 bricks, but Zion tells him he doesn't sell less than 15 at a time. He only took this meeting because of his last name, and that his father would have known better than to come to a meeting short of money. He says, just like Ghost, you went and got yourself a white boy. Then he asks Brayden if he's as crazy as Tommy. We need more of this backstory. The dude reminds me of K9 from BMF. Zion's guy Roman walks in and he tells him to leave some testers on the table for Brayden and Tariq. Obie gets his phone call and calls his brother, but Drew is at his apartment. And with that silly accent, he tells him to come down to the precinct to get him and not to tell his brother anything. But his brother inadvertently mentions the green cards. Drew calls Davis and lets him know about Obie's situation, so he sends Miss Tanaka down to get him out. Monet wants to know if Tariq mentioned Kate Egan. Diana says no, but Monique knows she's lying because she's playing with her fingers. Then Monique has a flashback of when she had her kids bagging product for her and teaching them how to lie about it, and Diana was doing the same thing with her fingers. Teaching your kids to bag product is wild. Tariq tells Brayden they have to figure out a way to get rid of Zion's men so they can sell for him. Tanaka gets Obie out of the precinct and threatens a lawsuit. Obie tells Drew not to mention this to Noma. Drew agrees if he's able to move up in the organization. Noma wants to know where Obie's been. He tells her that he was detained by immigration. Noma asks Drew if that's true, and Drew, trying to move up in the organization, dimes out Obie. He says he met up with Obie's brother and found out that Obie told him Noma's organization got him the green cards from Congressman Tate, but the only person that knows Congressman Tate on that level is Tariq. Obie tries to explain, but Noma takes him out. After Tariq's class, he gives Effie some of Zion's work and tells her she has competition. Somebody else is selling at Stansfield. Diana telling people she's pregnant and in the same sentence saying she doesn't want anybody to know. She getting dumber and dumber. Kane tells Noma that he has to do all the work because her number 2 is grimy, telling her he needs to be the number 2. But she tries to walk away. He grabs her. She tries to smack him like she did Obie. And as they're about to kiss, Effie walks in. Effie gives Noma the work that Tariq gave her and tells her that she found it on campus. Kane says it belongs to a guy named Roman, but he's not a threat, but Noma wants him eliminated. Kane presses one of Roman's guys named Bird, and he tells Kane when Roman's next re-up is so he can take out his supply. Kane gets to the spot and blows up Roman's next delivery. Councilman Tate's brother Kamal wants to help Detective Carter's investigation. He doesn't trust him, but he lets him come anyway. They get to the scene and track the van's license plate back to Roman, and they take him into custody. With Roman off the board and in custody, Zion sends Tariq a text letting him know he's ready to deal. While Davis is reading the divorce papers his wife served him with, Tariq arrives ready to go. Davis says he knows why he's doing it and he wants to know what Tariq's reason is. Tariq tells him he can't have decisions being made for him, and all his enemies gotta get it. He's not gonna rest until they do. Kane goes back to find out from Effie where specifically did she find that work because nobody in the streets knows about Stansfield. He thinks she's working with Tariq and she tells him that's because he's clapping Noma. Kane says he doesn't have an exit plan like she does, so he's looking at the long game. Davis visits Noma and gives her paperwork that covers Obie and his brother's disappearance. He says he can do other things for a price, of course. Brayden talks to Talia after rehearsal, telling her his life is going bad, so she gives him some of her powder to snort. I think this is going to be Brayden's downfall. Kane goes back to meet up with Noma to let her know that the threat was taken care of, but he really went back to secure his position. That night at the performance at Stansfield, Brayden pitches the idea to Tariq that they can convince people that this group is the next big thing and throw parties all around the tri-state area, selling their product. Which makes me think that's why in the trailer Tariq is back at Club Truth. They may start doing this with a number of groups. Later that night at Monet's house, they're having dinner at the drama table, so you know something's about to go down, and it does. Pinky texts a video from Tommy's mother's house showing that it was Diana that set her up. Drew rushes her out the house and Kane follows, but he can't bring himself to shoot.